Alright, what is up? Welcome back to another video. I have here a Pentax 17 and I'm going to give a quick guide on how to use it. So as you may know, the Pentax 17 was released this year in 2024 and it is designed to kind of revitalize the film photography community with a new camera, something that hasn't been released for many years now. The primary audience for this is kind of an average consumer, and you'll see that as we go through the camera's functionality and all of its different modes of operation. So first off, we have the front of the camera here, this nice leatherette here. It's a 25mm lens with a maximum aperture of 3.5. It has a 40.5mm thread for a filter such as this. And just screw that on like there. Has glass optics as well, which means the image quality is very sharp, which is helpful because this is a half-frame camera. On the lens as well, you can notice there are these little pictographs which would designate focus. And on the bottom here, as you rotate this, a little indicator will line up with what focus mark you're at. So we've got infinity, 3 meters, 1.7 meters, 1.2 meters, half a meter, and quarter meter. And also the foot designation right there. If you prefer feet, I guess feet measurement, not feet. There's no feet pics. You could take feet pics with this if you wanted to, but I would implore you not to, because you also have a flash unit right here, and then your battery compartment here. To open the battery compartment, you just need a coin and or a screwdriver to unscrew it. This will then come out, and then this flips open. And here we have our battery. It is a standard, relatively standard CR2 battery with the positive down orientation. So you load that up. You slide it into the camera first like that and then flip it down. Then from there, you can screw this back in. This camera requires a battery to work. There are no mechanical speeds. There's no mechanical operation. So make sure that your battery is fresh. Depending on your usage, could last up to 6 months or longer. If you're using it regularly, especially the flash, it will obviously drain the battery quicker. On the top here, you'll notice we have a lot of stuff. So we'll start from here and work our way over. For starters, we have our ISO selection. This gives you the option to shoot film speeds ranging from 50 ISO all the way up to 320. And then if you'll notice over here, we also have an exposure compensation system. So if your subject is backlit or if your subject is too bright or something like that, you can filter through these, give it a little bit less exposure, give it a little bit more exposure depending on what it needs. It's a kind of helpful feature, I suppose. Move over here, we have our mode selection dial, and there are many modes of which to pick from. There are, I believe, 7 modes that you can shoot from. So we'll start with the auto as the most generic of them. This is full auto and kind of has a fixed focus, meaning you can not really focus with these two here. Your focus is pretty much locked off at the 1 meter onwards. It's going to select your shutter speed, your aperture, and whether or not you need a flash. Then you move over here into the white modes, which are no flash modes. So this program is just a standard program, meaning you don't really have control over the shutter speed or the aperture, but it will not fire the flash. The little moon insignia here designates slow speed program, so that could be up to a 4-second exposure, depending on how much lighting is in the scene. Again, with no flash. We have bokeh, which is going to be a program mode, but fixed at the maximum aperture, which is 3.5. So whatever shutter speed you need to shoot at in order to obtain exposure with the variable of the 3.5 aperture. Then you have bulb, which also keeps you at 3.5 aperture, but the shutter will stay open as long as I'm holding the shutter button down. Now there is a mounting point in the rear here for a shutter release cable, but I believe it's more of a proprietary Pentax thing, and it wasn't included in the camera kit that I got, so I think that has to be bought separately. If we move over here into the other settings, we have a yellow moon, which is going to be your slow speed sync. Again, up to 4-second exposure, but it is going to initiate flash. And then up here you have your daylight sync, which is going to be, I believe, at 1/30th of a second with flash as well. So those are pretty much all of the modes you have. Over here you have an on-off switch. This orientation is off. Toggle it over, that turns it on. You have your advanced mechanism here and a frame counter located right there. And on the rear, as mentioned, there is your shutter release port. Now also, you'll look into the viewfinder, one rectangle and then one smaller rectangle. Those are your frame guidelines. The smaller one is for help with the closer up subjects. So when you select those, that's where you want to be looking at for your framing. You'll also notice that there are two lights here. These are your indicator lights. The orange is in relation to the flash mostly, and the blue is a warning light if the camera's not advanced or if there are other issues with the system. So if I advance, there's no problem. But if I just press down on this as if to take a photo, this will go off. You'll also notice on the back here, we have a little window for a film memo. So if we have something like this box of 400 Tri-X, we could tear off the part of this lid and slide it in here, just so we remember what film we have loaded in there. And then if we pull up on your rewind lever here, which we will return to, that opens up the rear of the camera. Take a roll of film and move the film lead over to the orange line, slide it in just like so, and you're good to go. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with whether or not that's loaded, it's very easy to check. Just kick this up, act as though you're rewinding it until you feel this tension, and then when you fire in advance, this will move as the film advances. If this doesn't move, or if you rotate until you don't feel tension, open it up, try again to reload, easy enough. Now to rewind the system, you just press in on this bottom button here, and that will disengage the take-up spool and allow you to rewind, just like so. If we look in here, we'll notice that this has a very small window. Again, this is half frame, the dimensions of course being 24 by 17, which is where the Pentax 17 gets its name from. So it's a very small window there. The take-up system here is very simplistic. You just line it up to that orange line as indicated, and then this serves as a mechanism to keep tension on the film lead, allowing it to be advanced very easily. On the bottom here, there's some safety warnings and other such things. You have your serial number here and a tripod socket mount there. If you want to do the long exposures for bulb, I recommend you get a tripod and mount it on there as such. That's pretty much it for the Pentax 17. As mentioned, it is more designed for the standard consumer. There's a lot of features that lend itself to that. It's very easy to use. There's really not a lot that you can mess up with this. If you are looking to get into film photography, this might be a good way for you to do so. Or if you just want to experience what film photography in 2024 is like, then you might want to pick one of these up as well. They are incredibly lightweight. It's fairly large for a half frame camera. We have a Pentax LX, which is a full frame professional model, and they're roughly the same size with some minor differences here and there. However, this is considerably more lightweight as the top and bottom are built out of magnesium alloy, and the rest of the parts in here seem to be relatively plastic, so it does feel very light, very hollow at times. But overall, this could be a very good camera for you if you just want to take some quick film photos, want to post them to social media. This is a great way to do so. So that's pretty much it for the Pentax 17. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it as always. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.